Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first Saturday show of Smell the Coffee. I am Yolanda Nell and I will be your host for today. Today we are here at the DTS Sports Grounds where the volleyball for all is going to kick off. And as you can see behind me, there's a lot of teams already arriving. Now this is the first time that the volleyball for all is again of this magnitude after COVID-19. Last year they did have an event, but it was much smaller, and today we can look forward to over 200 teams. In today's show, we will take a look at news headlines for the weekend. We will also speak to Jesse Jackson of Namibian Sun, and he's going to run us through what sporting events are on the calendar for this weekend as well. And we will also talk to the organizer of this event. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
Chill Sessions is an entertainment show bringing the latest hits, fashion, and entertainment news. Chill aims at reaching all entertainers, youth, and artistic fans. Catch Chill on NTV, 1up2.com, the Namibian Sun, Chill, and Namibia Media Holdings platform. Chill focuses on countdown of the latest hits, fashion trends, celebrity interviews, and more. To share your music-related news, products, and services, contact Chill at synergy.com.na. Chill Sessions, bringing art and entertainment to the people.
In our news headlines, we are joining the world in International Cancer Awareness Day taking place today. We check in with Rolf Hansen, Cancer Association of Namibia CEO, to talk about what they have planned at the coast this year.
I'm Rolf Hansen, CEO of the Cancer Association of Namibia, and CAN is visiting the Erongo region this week, where the National Cancer Outreach Program is touring. We're in Walvis Bay today, and on Friday we're in Swakopmund. And obviously on Saturday the most important part is World Cancer Day. And the theme is closing the care gap. And this is what we're trying to do, bring hope and screening and the difference to our communities in the regions. The National Cancer Outreach Program travels all regions of the country throughout the year. But we found it very befitting to have the World Cancer Day celebrations in the Erongo region, where we have our secondary branch. It's our second largest branch in the country, and we really see that there's a great need in the Erongo region. Cancer is on the increase in our country, and especially in the Erongo region we see a sharp incline. We invite all the coastal people to join us on Saturday morning from 9 to 11 at the park along the beach at the mall in Swakopmund, where we're going to have a yoga, a stretching exercise session for our community. And this is a holistic approach that we're taking to go for the healthier lifestyle option, because you know we can all do with a bit of exercise now and then. And then thereafter from 11 until 1 we invite everyone who would like to become a volunteer of the Cancer Association to work in their community, who wants to be a shoulder perhaps to cry on, perhaps someone who just wants to help with fundraising. The Cancer Association truly needs you, and we invite you for a volunteer training session that is 11 until 1 in Swakopmund, but please contact our office here in Swakopmund, 461271, and get the information and be part of this training.
In our next story, the WHO makes some remarks with regards to the COVID-19 pandemic.
That was made, or the advice that was given to us by this independent emergency committee, was for the world. It's global advice, and it says this is where the global situation is, and the global situation does remain a public health emergency of international concern. But we do recognize that different countries are at different stages or have different situations in their own communities. So no country will be exactly at the same point. But this was a characterization of where we are as the world. the numbers coming out of China suggest that now the surge is passing. That's very good news, especially for the Chinese people, so that they can at least enjoy the time together during the Spring Festival. But it doesn't mean that you say it's over. It means that you still must be vigilant. You still must be watching what happens next. This is an unstable virus. It keeps on tricking us. So we all have to really remain vigilant. There are not official laid down criteria. And one of the reasons for that is that every public health emergency of international concern we've had has been very different. So we've had quite different ways in which a transition has occurred. For instance, for Ebola, it's quite often after all cases are finished and there were clear criteria. But for other diseases, the criteria were not set hard and fast. So again, that's why each of our emergency committees that advise us on this are all made of different people. They're not the same committee. There are people with that kind of expertise who can say, now, this is where we are now. This is why we think, looking at the global data, that we're moving into this phase. And that's the advice they give the Director General, Dr. Tedros. And he is actually the one in the end who says, okay, yes or no.
If you think higher wages is the answer, then it might lead to higher inflation rates. The British Prime Minister has more.
So we are having those wide-ranging discussions. What is not realistic is for us to be looking at inflation or inflation-busting pay rises. What we've said is, you know, inflation is there, it's a spike, it's obviously affecting everybody in the country. We understand that, and we understand that obviously it's making people feel poorer. But the most important thing for us to do as the government is to halve inflation, is to get inflation down so that everybody feels better off. We cannot risk fueling inflation with above inflation, inflation-busting pay rises. And we've been very clear on that point. You know, we have to look after everybody in the economy, and that is the very best way to get over this spike in inflation, which is causing a lot of concern around pay. And we do understand that. The very first thing I had to do when I started this job on the 25th of October was I had a letter from all the unions, and we talked about school funding, saying we need an extra £2 billion next year and the year after to pay for the pay rises that are above what we've put in our budgets, and for also the inflationary pressures on schools. And that was the very first thing I had to do. And I went to the Chancellor. It was the autumn statement, very difficult economic times, and the Chancellor gave us in full £2 billion for schools, which will go into schools next year and the year after. So, and they're being funded at the highest they ever have been. And all the Secretaries of State are all meeting. I know my colleagues in transport and in health are meeting and are very open. But what we cannot do is give inflation-busting pay rises to one part of the workforce and, you know, make inflation worse for everybody. That's not an economically sensible thing to do. And we've said, and the Prime Minister has said, he will work his hardest to halve inflation, to make sure it's halved before the end of this year. We have to get inflation down, and we know why inflation's there. The war in Ukraine, the overhang from the pandemic. Every government across the world is dealing with the same thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am with Haiku, the organizer of Volleyball for All. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
So what can we expect today here at the Volleyball for All?
Well, we're going to have 228 teams taking part. So it's the first big tournament after COVID. So we're going to be back to where we were 3 years ago. And we are having 19 courts up here behind me, and there's going to be 38 groups with 6, and everybody's going to play a round robin system. And at the end we will have the 64, and then going further down until we have the last 2 teams left that are going to play out the big prize, which is obviously from Windhoek Draft.
So it's not just about teams pitching up and everyone playing volleyball. There's a large team behind the scenes. Tell us about that process, the referees, the registration of the teams and all of that.
Well, we have the team that is basically the DTS management, which is in charge of all the registration, checking that the teams do their payments, and then setting up everything, giving us the as an organizer, as a tournament director, giving us the team names, and then from there on we're going to do the planning and the allocation to the courts. That's then what happens then the last few days. But before that, obviously, it's all a logistical exercise, which is basically from the club side, like all the infrastructure, like ablution, security, crowd barriers, entertainment system, sound, and obviously also the nets and the poles and so on, the balls at the end, and the referee score sheets, all these little things, the little pencil at the end of the day which is breaking, which can cause a havoc.
When teams don't pitch up for their slot, what happens with the rest of the planning?
Well, it's quite easy. There are always 6 in one group. If one team does not pitch, that game will not be played, and the team that is on the court will obviously then win that match. So, and then it will continue like that through the whole group stage. If the team pitches up later on, they can still join then in the group. That's no problem.
Volleyball for All is a very big event on the sporting calendar every February or in the beginning of the year. Why is it so important, especially the sport code?
Well, this is a mass volleyball tournament. This is for really amateurs. We want to have it like it says, volleyball for all. We don't want to have pro teams here. The pros that are playing, they have to have amateurs in their teams. Only 2 pros can play in one team. So we want to have a mass volleyball in order to attract people that maybe want to join a club to play volleyball. That's also quite important, but also it's an outside activity. You have a physical exercise. Our other sponsor, NMH, is also helping us here. So you have to be a little bit, get out of your January sleepiness and your Christmas weights, get them back, get them out of your body. And that's why I think it's a nice event at the beginning of the year, also for teams, for corporates, to have a team building and to play there against other teams and get to know friends, see old friends, and have a nice after party. And yeah, that's how it is.
This is a family-friendly event. You can bring your kids and everyone can come cheer on the teams, right?
Yes, of course, but we don't have like special for kids, jumping castles or so. That's actually not the case. But obviously the kids can come and support their parents or whatever. But it's not that it's going to be so friendly. Obviously, we also have the Windhoek Draft as a sponsor. It's obviously only for persons over 18. Yeah.
No event is ready without something to eat or drink. Tell us about the food stalls that's available.
We have several food stalls at the parking area at the entrance. There's a big food truck. Then we have got small little food stands, and then also our DTS inline hockey division. They are preparing like food to go. They are walking around with a basket with sandwiches. They're gonna also have chips, and they will hand out pre-order pamphlets where you can then via SMS send the order.
Wow.
And then you will get an SMS once your food is ready, and then you can collect it at the clubhouse.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, that's quite nice.
Thank you so much for your time, and good luck and congratulations for what the day holds.
Thank you very much, Yolanda.
We will be right back.
Ohole So Nice is an entertainment show brought to you by the youth for the youth, aimed at having more young people showcase their individual identities. Making a good impression does not come easy. The nerves and the natural way youth interact when it comes to dating, well, this has changed over the years. This is a dating show that allows individuals to participate and be their own true selves. Ohole So Nice focuses on blind date, talk about that, news, flex your style, and more. This show is broadcasted on NTV, 1up2.com, and on the MyZone Facebook platform. To share your experience or make your product or service part of Ohole So Nice, contact Zone at synergy.com.na. Ohole So Nice, because Sabawelling isn't enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking to Lavinia. She's the sponsor at the Volleyball for All for Windhoek Draft. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Quickly tell us, what are you looking forward to for Volleyball for All today?
Well, the matches are going to be played tomorrow. I have to tell you that it's going to be a big day. We do know that the organizers really went out of the way to make sure that this year is bigger and better. Last year we had Volleyball for All, but it wasn't, obviously due to COVID, it wasn't a full scale. And we do know that us Namibians are really deprived of events and experiences. So this is going to be one for the books. It's going to be big. We have also just confirmed that they have extended the amount of teams that they're allowed in.
Wow.
So we've got a lot of corporates and social club members and individuals that are going to come out tomorrow. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really looking forward to the turn up.
Why are sponsorships like this so important for sporting events?
We do know that, Windhoek Draft has been part of Volleyball for All for a number of years, successfully so. So I believe that, sponsorships like this really create a positive association between the brand and the sports. And I mean, Windhoek Draft is really, really honored to be part of an event that creates a platform for people to get together, play a sport, have fun, and share a beer.
Will we be seeing you on the field?
Most definitely. We will be there, and I'll be part of the Windhoek Draft team.
I will make sure to keep an eye out for you, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. We'll be back shortly. Ladies, we are joined with sports reporter Jessie from Namibian Sun. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Yolanda.
So we are here at the Volleyball for All, but the sporting calendar for this weekend is very busy. Can you run us through what can we look forward to?
Of course, Yolanda, it's going to be a very busy weekend. Like you mentioned, we are at the Volleyball for All, but that's not the only event. That event is taking place on Saturday, though, here at the DTS Sports Field. But we have the Premier League soccer taking place. That's the Dep Marine Football Premier League. Some matches will be played at Otjiwarongo, while others will be played in Rundu as well as Karasberg. And one of the big matches here is at the Escavia Stadium between African Stars and Civics. That's your traditional old fools or old rivals that you call them. We also have hockey That's taking place in South Africa, the men and women's hockey indoor World Cup. That's in Pretoria. It's also starting this weekend, and the Namibian ladies and men will be in action starting from Sunday. So it is indeed a big one. We spoke to the coaches. They are excited. They have been playing a couple of friendlies, so it is going to be a big one as well. Sunday also holds place for another Premier League action that will also be taking place, that is around Namibia, the Debmarine Premiership. Some matches will be played in Otjiwarongo against Karasburg, and the Commersdal Stadium is where Black Africa will be in action against the Mighty Gunners, coming all the way from Otjiwarongo. In terms of the international segment, we have also, I think, a Granel de Arizona, a WBO featherweight title fight that is between Emmanuel Navarrete of Mexico and that's Liam Wilson of Australia. So it's one of the things to look forward to.
It's a very, very busy weekend, and it's good to see that it's not only in the Khomas region and it's already spread out between the regions of Namibia.
Yes, I think that's quite important to take sports to the regions, and that is what is happening, especially with the Premier League, the football, where it's being played in different towns, and this is like trickling down to the grassroots level and giving the fans an opportunity to watch. I mean, it is great that if you heard here, Karasburg is so far away from the capital city, and there is football, although they are playing on the gravel turf.
Jesse, thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of volleyball for all.
Thank you so much.
Namibia's hospitality is as vibrant as its people. Join the What's Cooking team as they travel the country cooking, chatting, and celebrating local personalities and the joy of food. If you think you have a standout offering, whether it's a restaurant, bar, pop-up event, or braai stand, get in touch with the What's Cooking team at cooking@synergy.com.na, and we will be there to show the world what's cooking. Programs air every Friday at 4 p.m. on all the NMH Facebook platforms, as well as on NTV, DSTV channel 285, and GoTV channel 94 at 9 p.m.
Welcome back to a new year of events. If you haven't seen it yet, the College of the Arts Department of Art and Design presents Art Splash, the annual student exhibition at the Namibian Arts Association until the 10th of February. This Friday at 9, Namafo Ametse and Candice Mouton join forces for their side-by-side exhibition taking place at the Village Opera House until March 1st. At 6, Kippie's Dance Bar reopens at 14 Andimba Toiva Yotoyevu Street for an evening of revelry. Then at 7:30, RAF, formerly the Bottomless Coffee Band, performs at the Swakopmund Hotel and Entertainment Centre. On Saturday at 8, the Windhoek Farmers Market takes place at the Showgrounds until 1, and at 9:30, Future Females Windhoek hosts a business coffee conversation at the Barn in Acacia Street.
Chill Sessions is an entertainment show bringing the latest hits, fashion and entertainment news. Chill aims at reaching all entertainers, youth and artistic fans. Catch Chill on NTV, 1up2.com, the Namibian Sun, Chill and Namibia Media Holdings platform. Chill focuses on countdown of the latest hits, fashion trends, celebrity interviews, and more. To share your music-related news, products, and services, contact Chill at synergy.com.na. Chill Sessions, bringing art and entertainment to the people.